Hello, you know me. I'm Dr. Dawn, Psych MD, your most influential double-boarded child, adolescent, and adult psychiatrist. I'm also internationally recognized ADHD expert. I help moms help their children champion their ADHD through my book series, my speaker series, my ADHD products, and my programs. I help moms position their children to win. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited that you're here. I actually am doing a webinar, and tonight we're going to discuss a topic that many moms have challenges with. Before I get to that, I want to make sure that I am ready to roll. I see that some people are coming into the room. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please feel free to make yourself known. I will be answering questions at the end of the webinar, but if you have a question and you would like to submit that question during, please feel free to do so. Please feel free to do so. I would love to address those questions. All right. So again, welcome, super moms. You may be here because you're looking like the lady pictured here on the screen, and you've tried everything to help your child who has ADHD to succeed. Or you may be here because you're unsure if what you're trying to implement at home are the right techniques for your child. Whatever the reasons are, I'm very happy that you're here. And today we will be discussing 7 tips that I have been working with super moms just like you that have proven to be very effective in helping manage your child who may have some hyperactivity without losing your mind. So, if you're a follower of my brand, Dr. Dawn Psych MD on Facebook, you are very well aware of what I call selfish moments. And it doesn't mean that you're selfish. It means that you are placing you first for good and healthy reasons. So we're discussing someone very important in your life, your child. So please, to prevent any from becoming distracted or anything from distracting you, please mute all of your electronics, locate to a comfortable place or area, and let's begin. You are in the right place at the right time. So feel relaxed, grab a pen and paper, learn and ask questions because you are amongst other super moms who desire the best for their child. And for those of you who remain to the end of the broadcast, I have a treat for you. There will be something that I will actually give to you if you are actually able to hold out. And we'll probably spend about 60 minutes or so through the webinar. So what will you be learning tonight? Tonight, I will encourage you to let go of the mother guilt and frustrations of your child who has ADHD. I will show you how to structure fun routines for your child. I will teach you creative and effective rewards and consequences. I will teach you to ignore bad behaviors and reduce power struggles. I will educate you on positive reinforcement and pro-social behaviors. And you know when to pick certain battles and find the good in your child's behavior. And I will make an offer on how I can help guide you on how to turn your child's so-called disability into an amazability. But first, I felt it was important to share with you briefly the journey that led me to become an advocate for mental health. At the tender age of 6, I decided that I want to become a doctor. I was very intrigued with the brain, and I wanted to know everything about it. I wanted to become a neurosurgeon. I admired my mom and all the accomplishments she achieved. The first picture is the picture of both of us. I was about 2 or 3 years old. My mom was an educator. She picked all of my teachers during elementary school and throughout middle school. I graduated at the top of my high school class, being the only African-American in majority of my classes. And I graduated with honors from the prestigious university, Xavier University of Louisiana, XU, for my Xavier alumni joining me tonight, known for creating exceptional students to become top candidates for medical school placement. The second picture shows my dream becoming a reality. There you see me pictured with the stethoscope around my neck. And after I graduated from medical school, I actually attained my long white coat. The third, I am a child psychiatrist, an ADHD advocate, and a media and online influencer for mental health. And you see me pictured there with the actor from Happy Days, the infamous Henry Winkler, known as the Fonz. But my journey was not always smiles and laughs. I performed very poorly on my medical entrance exam, which delayed me starting medical school and led me to apply to a 13-month post-baccalaureate program. And upon completing this program, I was automatically accepted into medical school at St. Louis University School of Medicine. During my medical school tenure, I experienced multiple detours that resulted in tearful and sleepless nights, stomach pains, emotional frustrations, and self-defeating thoughts. I failed my medical school boards 5 times over the course of 5 years. I didn't graduate with the class that I was elected class president for 2 consecutive years. And when I didn't think my journey could get even worse, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer during my 2nd year of medical school. My mom died on her 31st year marriage anniversary. I was emotionally devastated. My mom, who was also my best friend, my prayer partner, my cheerleader, was gone. She became a beautiful angel in God's arms. And during the final conversation I had with my mom, she said, "Dawn, because my life may stop, yours should not. I will always be with you." And I actually took those words to heart, and I designed a new roadmap for my life. You know, despite the hard efforts with trying to toggle the death of my mom and staying on top of my studies and try to remain positive to the outlook on my life, I continued to hit roadblocks on my journey. And since there were no class assignments or homework in medical school, our grade performance are solely based on exams. And taking tests was not my forte. It was not my strength. But eventually I recovered and I graduated and became Dr. Dawn Brown, a medical doctor. And during my fellowship program at Baylor College of Medicine, one of my mentors suggested I be tested for ADHD. I had passed 4 consecutive board exams to attain double boarded certification in child, adolescent, and adult psychiatry. I am now an internationally recognized ADHD expert. I have become my own boss, an entrepreneur, operating a sole practitioner for a private practice in Houston, Texas, and formerly another private practice in the Woodlands, Texas, as well as a thriving telehealth practice. And I am a telepsychiatry provider for 2 community health clinics in Texas and also in Illinois. So through my speaking events and my book series, my ADHD products, as well as my ADHD courses, I enjoy sharing my story of how ADHD has ultimately impacted my life. And I am excited to coach others that with effective management, they too can achieve their best potential. I wanted to do more than provide medication management. You know, behavioral management is equally as important to manage ADHD symptoms. Incorporated ADHD coaching program within my private practice has been very successful. However, I wanted to do even more to help individuals who were struggling with ADHD, as I found that there were so many communities that were lacking effective resources for children, teens, and adults. Hence, I developed my brand, Dr. Dawn Psych MD. And as you can see, my focus, my core value, is that I focus on ADHD optimization strategies, most likely to catapult a child's progress and adults in the areas where they struggle most. And my mission is that the MD with ADHD who can help your child's so-called disability turn into an amazing ability. And since the inception of Dr. Dawn Psych MD, as of late last year, the brand has been very successful. I have developed my own proprietary ADHD lifestyle optimization method program, which I just finished the Alpha course and has been tremendous for many supermoms. I released an ADHD, the first volume of a 3 books series, and that actually launched in April. Another is expected to come in September. I actually have developed ADHD products, which I cannot wait to launch, to include ADHD lunchbox, as well as an ADHD backpack, which are currently available for purchase on drdawnpsychmd.com. I have also am very proud of educating the community and have developed the trust of followers on all social media platforms. And I'm also a mental health advocate and expert for the infamous Kid Fash magazine. I'm very excited about being part of launching an upcoming podcast next month, which is going to be called The Journey from ADHD to Amazability, specifically for ADHD, specifically for supermoms like you. And last but not least, I'm a recurrent media personality on the national syndicate Tom Jordan Morning Show. I have another airing coming up next month, as well as a frequent on Houston's ABC Channel 13. So tonight, I couldn't wait to share with you what I found to be very effective tips on how to manage your child's hyperactivity without losing your mind. So let's start. Tip number 1, establish order. It's very important to establish some type of structure for children who are hyperactive. They need clear directions and a routine to follow. They may become anxious when they do not know what's going to happen next. So when rules are decided of the home, it goes for everyone. They feel included and they know what is expected of them. Establish routines of waking up, eating meals, homework time, and free time. Because when structure is followed, anxiety is less and their performance improves. Tip number 2, give simple instructions. Helping your child become responsible can help you and be rewarding for your child as well. It can be very difficult for a child who has hyperactivity, who may also be easily distracted, to follow complex instructions or multi-step instructions. So it's very important to break down instructions into one task at a time. Allow the child to complete that task and then give another task to complete in that order. Make sure you're giving tasks that they can or have the ability to complete. Teach your child that nonverbal cues early on by demonstrating them to him or her. What I mean by that is teach them what eye contact is, body positioning when you're speaking to someone, head nodding as a sign that you're actually listening to someone when your child understands the direction given. Repeat the directions a few times, then have your child repeat the directions back to you. That actually gets them in a place where they're listening to what you're saying, they're processing what you're saying, and then you're actually accepting and hearing that they understand what you're saying. Try not to be impatient or too hard on them. Try not to hurry them or rush them. Children sense impatience and they actually may become anxious. Give instructions in different ways. It decreases boredom, it improves task completion. So examples could be posting instructions on a refrigerator, writing a task on a sticky note and putting it in their lunchbox, making sure your child cross them out as they're completed, maybe having a whiteboard for the family, creatively drawing the task that your child has to complete. So they're not necessarily written, but they're actually drawings of what they need to complete. Maybe make it an art project, as I teach some of my kids I have in coaching now. Make it an art project where they actually wake up in the morning. They have 3 things they have to do when they have to go to the bathroom: brush their hair, brush their teeth, wash their face, and brush their hair. And so they would actually draw those things. Provide intermittent rewards for completing the task correctly. I encourage you not to give a reward every time, because sometimes that can become manipulation. So intermittent rewards, meaning rewards that you give to your child every so often when they're not anticipating or expecting it, can definitely boost their confidence and their self-esteem. Tip number 3, Minimize distractions. It's important to create an environment that is less distracting for a child who's hyperactive, especially when he is performing important tasks such as homework or a project. Children who are hyperactive tend to notice even the smallest of the distractions in their environment. And on top of that, they may have a lot of thoughts going on in their head at once. So it's important to position them where they're away from distractions as much as possible. That includes being away from sources that can be very distracting: doors, windows, TVs. Allow your child to create his own workspace that's uncomfortable and inviting for him. That will include his favorite chair, maybe the colors that he likes, a pillow that he likes to sit on. The more comfortable your child is, the less distracted he is, the less active he is, that will improve his performance overall. And homework, make sure they're aware that it's not a punishment. Homework is needed, is necessary at times because it reinforces what your children learn in school. So it's a learning tool. And usually it's information that he or she has already learned and can gain patience to become better with. Tip number 4, provide venting outlets. So what are venting outlets? Well, moms, what's worse than having a very active mind with no ways to release their thoughts, emotions, feelings? For your child, think of it as having bottled up energy. There's nowhere for it to go. So what happens? It eventually explodes. And that's what we mean by moodiness. There's no gradual release either. It goes from 0 to 100 in 10 seconds. So help your child release her or his energy. Create outdoor activities and games. Encourage running if you have a yard, or daily play in your home or in the garage. If the weather's too cold or hot, like it is now in Texas, and you have a large room or space indoors, allow your child to run and play without being criticized. No room, use your garage. But be forewarned. They may actually create loud sounds and have a lot of toys on at once. So it's important that their siblings are supportive of this, and you as parents are supportive of this as well. Set a time limit for this to occur, but allow it to occur. Try not to encourage hyperactivity. Diffuse it by creating physical activities that are healthy for your child, allowing them to vent. And remember, venting allows for better control over their emotions as well as their moods. Tip number 5, provide unstructured time. Sadly, most schools are so focused on academics, they do not allow children in general to let loose and run and jump and play without restraint in an unstructured setting. So this in turn often creates anxieties, worry for the child. They're bullied because it's hard for them to contain their energy. They can't sit still. They're made fun of. They are at increased risk of becoming low performers and underachievers due to the lack of inattention as well as their level of overactivity. This may eventually lead them to become depressed. So try to make sure that your child who may have a degree of hyperactivity, that this unstructured time at home, it creates a balanced order. Organized schedule to allow for tasks to be completed and fun time to happen, but allow his choice to decide what tasks to complete first and what games to play. Tip number 6, practice non-physical punishment. Understand that hyperactivity can be very different from overactivity. Understand that any typical child can be very rambunctious and full of energy. Your child would rather not be hyperactive if they could control it. So try not to lose your cool and resort to some type of physical, non-physical, and try not to resort to a physical punishment such as spankings. Find ways to make sure that your child understands what he did was unacceptable, and use, like, for example, a timeout room. So I actually use this as an example with my coaching patients. How I describe to mom what a timeout room is, an example is pictured here on the screen. It's an idea that it helps with reinforced discipline. It teaches your child good from bad. So for example, the child is in trouble for hitting, but you spank. So that is actually not an appropriate way to teach your child, because you're actually punishing them for what you're doing to them. So a room can allow your child to regroup after they misbehave. Let them out as soon as they become apologetic and discuss ways that they will change their behavior. This has been a proven method in my academy, and parents have reported great success with their kids being less aggressive and understanding that what they did was wrong. Spanking teaches a child at a bad time. Spanking teaches the child that they're bad, but a timeout room teaches the child that their behavior was bad. So there is a difference. And remain calm and composed, and your child will likely understand what is being told to him. I also want to add to this, I encourage you to give positive reinforcement to your children. It's very difficult for a child who may be hyperactive to show them that the task at what they're completing requires a lot of patience and time. So you want to reward your child when he does complete a task without your assistance. You want to allow your child to choose from the rewards that you've already predetermined. And it actually helps a hyperactive child to receive continuous positive reinforcement. So hugs, job well done, it really has been shown to increase their confidence and their self-worth. Finally, tip number 7, advocate for your child. Accept their diagnosis, rid yourself of the guilt and shame that this is your fault. Many people want to provide their opinion and they mean well, but it actually can be very detrimental to your child's well-being. You know your child the best, so you will become the expert if you're not already. You know your child the best, so you, Supermom, will become the expert if you're not already. Surround yourself with people that you trust, incorporate an expert opinion like myself, and with your own judgment, use and decide what's best for your child. Let people know that you're responsible for your child and you understand their disorder the best. This is important to recognize so people know how to behave with your child. Parenting a child who is hyperactive can be tough. So imagine how it can be for those who don't have the experience. Advocate for your child and inform teachers, coaches, babysitters, and your child's friends, parents, about triggers or issues or concerns that may impact their child when they're in their care. Accept that your child's limitations and potential may be different from other children. Hyperactivity is not intentional, and your child does not mean to irritate you. So giving demands to what your child cannot follow and can have a very negative impact on their self-esteem. Try not to ask your child to sit still and act like their non-ADHD sibling. They have a condition where, to a certain degree, they do not have full control. So hyperactivity, also recognize that cannot be eliminated completely, but it can be kept under reasonable control with good behavioral and practice managed techniques. Accept that your child may be active or over-energetic and find ways to practice and maintain patience and tolerance. So I wanted to bring to your attention, I've had the pleasure of working with a few moms in my Alpha program. And these are some comments from some of the most amazing super moms. I find super moms to be very diligent, eager, hardworking moms that only want to find healthy tools that can help their child live their best life. And here are some of the feedback that they provided in regards to me working with them. Kayla, who's a stay-at-home mom, said, signing up with Dr. Dawn's ADHD program has changed my son's life. He went from making D's to A's. He now receives invitations to sleepovers and has a confident aura that surrounds him. I'm grateful to Dr. Brown for showing my son that his ADHD is a superpower and not a disability. Thank you, Miss Kayla. Miss Sara, who's a business owner, entrepreneur, her quote was that Here's her quote. I struggled with being a successful entrepreneur and a mother involved in my child's life. It was very difficult to find balance where I could achieve both. Thank you, Dr. Dawn, for helping my daughter and my family understand that having a balanced schedule is important to each family member's happiness and well-being. After your ADHD course and program, I realized that I can, in fact, be both. Thank you, Miss Sara. And finally, Miss Jackie, a homeschool teacher. Her comment was that parenting a child with ADHD is one thing, but being your child's teacher takes on a whole new world of adventure and challenges. It was difficult for me to separate these two roles. With Dr. Dawn's help, she understood my areas of concern and catered strategies that addressed my child and family needs. Thank you, Miss Jackie. So as you can see, when I work together with Supermoms, our mission is to position your child to win. Now, is it okay if I share with you how we can work together and do some of the same things for your child? Is that all right? All right. Well, welcome to the ADHD Lifestyle Academy for Supermoms, based off my genius. I say my genius because I am blessed to have professional yet personal experiences that have created a one-of-a-kind academy for supermoms like you. However, this academy is not for everyone. It's not for you if your child does not have ADHD. It's not for you if you are not open to learning and trying proven strategies to help your child manage his ADHD. It's not for you if your child has mastered self-control, sustained attention, and balanced activity. If your child is excelling in his home, school, and social environments. It's not for you if your child routinely follows the rules, listens to your instructions, and behaves positively without direction. And it's not for you if you have succeeded with helping your child manage his ADHD. The Academy is for you if you are constantly challenged raising a child who struggles emotionally, academically, and socially. If you're tired of reading multiple ADHD management books that do not cater to your or your child's needs. If you feel judged as a mom, as a bad mom, by teachers, other parents, and family members. My academy is for you if you're a workaholic that struggles with time management for you and your child. It is for you if you feel guilty about medicating your child. And it's for you if you feel helpless when your child calls himself a failure. So my program consists of 7 modules over a duration of 8 weeks, and has been shown to be extremely effective for those who struggle with some of the things that I reported on my last slide. Sorry about that. Go back here. So the first slide, is the first module is understanding your child's ADHD. Some of the most common questions that I receive are, so my child has ADHD, what does that mean for my child? What does that mean for me? You know, the areas of focus for this module, which is the first week of the course, is that we understand your ADHD, your son's or your daughter's ADHD. What qualifies your child to have ADHD? We talk about that. We talk about you accepting the diagnosis. What now? How do you help him or her from here on forth? And how ADHD can impact your child's functioning as well as your family structure. In my practice, this occurs over a course of appointments involving key individuals in your child's life, and therefore reflects the retail value of $2,000. The second module, second week, consists of a toolkit for building your child's all-star team. This all-star team consists of teachers, coaches, grandparents, me as a provider, pediatrician, every adult, as well as peers that are involved in your child's life. We actually talk about how we should pick those individuals that will help your child succeed in positioning them to win with having ADHD. We break down those different relationships. We discuss what the importance of those relationships are to your child. We also discuss some of the comments and concerns that you as a parent should be communicating to those individuals. So this is a very important part of the module, and to understand how everyone is connected to your child's success. Module number 3, ADHD management solutions. Medication is not the only management that is recommended, that I recommend for ADHD. Even as a psychiatrist, I truly believe that behavioral management techniques and other non-medication management mechanisms are equally as important as medications. But we do talk about medications. Now, I'm not the provider for your child. However, it's important that we discuss what your concerns are in regards to your child's medications if it's warranted. I then will give you information, encourage you certain questions and conversations to have with your child's provider so that it can actually address the concerns and questions that you may have. But we also talk about things that are discussed in my book, the ADHD Lifestyle Series Volume 1, where I actually talk about balanced routines that should be built for your child. Talking things of like protein as being the best fuel source for the brain is important for a child to function. Minerals, vitamins, omega-3 fatty acids, key components for your child's brain cells in order for their stimuli between the cells to reflect their processing speed, for example. So we really grind and get down in deep meaning into what's happening on in the brain and why certain food sources, as well as minerals, vitamins, and others over-the-counter supplements can be very helpful for your child to manage his or her ADHD. Module 3 focuses on the ADHD lifestyle, managing the fundamentals. Here I address activities such as what you see here. Activities, food sources, but I specifically talk about routines. Routines such as sleep routines, appetite or feed meal planning. We also talk about screen time, right? Screen time. So routines that are essential and basic for us. We need to eat, we need to sleep. It's very important that these are routine in our life and that they're well balanced as a part of our daily structure. We also talk about the importance of exercise in the age and developmentally age appropriate exercises respected to your child. So even if your child's 5, but they're big for their size, that's going to consist of a different activity where your child can learn and grow and to play a sport with other peers where he doesn't feel defeated based upon his developmental skills. So it's important to actually have those conversations. And last but not least, I do cover just a little bit of the essentials of friendships here in this module, but more to come in another module, which I will point out shortly. Next module is talking about the module 4, the ADHD lifestyle, developing home routines. So here I'm focused on the home routine of getting up in the morning, going to bed at night, homework routine, as well as fun or social routines. Routines and structure are so important for children, especially if they have ADHD. Time management skills, organizational skills, we cover this in this module as well. Everyone has their own routine in life. Every individual family member of the family structure has their own routine as well. So it's important to understand what current routine structures are in place, what those structures are for different people, and us together coming up with a nice routine that's going to be helpful for your child as well as the entire family. So this component is very valuable because it actually hits on important concepts that are often frustrating for moms. Moms are very frustrated when their child is, basically tireless and doing homework late at night. It's hard for them to get in the routine of breaking away from screen time. So again, it's important to understand how this impacts your child's lifestyle, having ADHD, better yet, how we can incorporate them in a balanced manner to where it's effective, enjoyable, and not frustrating for you and your son or daughter. Next, we have the module entitled ADHD Lifestyle, Implementing School Essentials. There you have pictured my products, my actual ADHD products that I am launching very, very soon. So keep your eyes and ears open for this. But left is a picture of my ADHD lunchbox, where I actually teach children how to pack their own lunch. What food sources from the food pyramid are important for their lunch to take to school, on trips, on vacation. There you can see different essentials that may be enjoyable for your child that actually fit the nutritional value at your child's age and development. So having cool products such as this lunch bag and this backpack as an organizational tool really, really helps implement the school essentials. But we also cover those school accommodations by law that your child can receive having ADHD. I'm referring to 504 accommodations, the IDEA Act, child or school advocacy programs involving counselors, principals, teachers, student aides. All school officials are important factors and should have a good relationship with you as a parent, which in respect to your child and their actual performance in school. So we cover the basics about those type of laws and how to provide effective accommodations for your child's situation. We cover organizational tools that will leave your child happy because he didn't forget to turn the homework in that you worked on hours the night before, or didn't forget to complete the homework that's assigned to him that night. So there is a way that I actually work with your children, or work with you to teach your children, how to make sure that those types of behaviors are achieved. So I'm very excited about the School Essentials. It is a part of the program that I've created, and it's been shown to be very effective for super moms and their children. We also have a module called Fostering the Friendships. Friendships are so important, especially the friendship circle. I refer to this as a friendship circle because friendships should be continuous. They should grow together. They should learn together. You hear a lot of kids say, yes, he's been my friend since 2nd grade and they're in 7th grade, proud of their friends who's still friends with them. The downside to a child who has ADHD is that him or her may be at increased risk of being bullied, having low self-confidence, self-worth. And this is a critical time in a child's life when they identify their self-identity. They try to fit in, they try to understand other people's desires and want to please other people, yet at the same time, they desire autonomy and want to make their own decisions. This all involves friendships as well as other relationships involved as well. So again, a very important time in a person's life is during the tender age of their elementary school years. And so we talk about what the importance of fostering this friendship circle for your child. So we have 7 modules for the Lifestyle ADHD Academy for Supermoms: understanding your child's ADHD, building your child's all-star team, ADHD management solutions, managing the fundamentals, developing home routines, implementing school essentials, and fostering the friendship circle. That's a lot of information, but I'm glad that I incorporated it into this program because it's so important that this is a holistic opportunity for your child to basically manage all that his ADHD may be impacting. Now, the total retail value of this program for the Academy is $10,629. That's the total retail value. But if you sign up today, within the next 24-hour period, it will only cost you $2,994. That's it. Or 8 payments of $374. So think about what you're getting, okay? Because I will create your personal course. This is not a course where it's going to be 10 people in one room, and I'm going to be actually teaching you just a blueprint, because ADHD is not a blueprint to ADHD. Every child's ADHD is different. I can recommend every book, every article, every magazine known to man that covers ADHD topics, and still yet it doesn't cover or cater to your specific child's needs. So you have to understand that this program is going to be a personal course for you and your child. That's why the total retail value is at $10,000. But wait, there's more. I have bonuses, and I love bonuses. So in addition to the 7 modules, the 7 weeks, there's bonuses of having a secret online support system, which is priceless. You actually have weekly office hours with me. Now, what about that? I know there's so many super moms that had completed my program that said, Dr. Brown, we waited a year to see a child psychiatrist who specializes in ADHD. And yet we didn't have that opportunity to have one-on-one discussions with him or her. And so now is the opportunity. I would meet with you. That's a total of 2 hours every week for 8 weeks, a 16 hours of dedicated time to you in order to manage and help you manage any concerns and questions that you come across through the journey of the program. We're going to tackle them and address them. And finally, a third bonus. Yes, another one. I am going to personally customize home routines specifically for your child. And so that's free, valued at nearly $3,000. So this is what you get, the total package value of understanding your child's ADHD team, building your child's all-star team, ADHD management solutions, the managing the fundamentals, developing home routines, implementing school essentials, fostering the friendship circle, as well as 3 bonuses. Secret online support group where you and other moms to support each other. I'm actually in the group as well. You have weekly office hour solutions with me, as well as I'm going to be able to develop customized home routines for you. Now that total package value is $15,123. But again, you only get it for $29.94 or 8 payments of $374. So that's what I have available for you today. Are you going to take advantage of this opportunity? Because if you do, you will not regret it. Again, I created an alpha program for super moms like you. We spent 6 weeks in my program, and I extended the program because I found that there was a few more pieces of the puzzle that can provide children and their parents and their moms with opportunities to position your child to better position your child to win. And that's why I actually extended it to 8 weeks. But this offer is only available for 24 hours. It only lasts for 24 hours. And I guarantee you're getting a deal. And because it can help your child, don't you feel it's worth it? Go to www.championyourchildsadhd.com right now and sign up for my program. I'm only taking 10 families. That's it. 10 families, 10 super moms. That's it. 10 super moms. Sign up now. The program is going to start late next month, right before school, and it's going to end right about a week or 2 after school. And usually in managing teachers who have ADHD or their children have ADHD, I found that the first couple of weeks of school is kind of repeat. And what a great opportunity to have this program while you're in school, because we will be addressing the needs that with teachers, with coaches, with other school officials that are needed to be discussed so that your children can receive the appropriate school accommodations and position them to win. So the time is now. Time to act is now. Don't delay. Go to championyourchildsadhd.com. All right. Now, for those who waited and actually ended my webinar with me, we're almost out of time. I am going to give you a bonus for staying on this long and listening to my webinar. I'm going to send you an ADHD backpack checklist for your home. That's right. I've created and designed not only a backpack, but certain essentials that can be very useful for your child that he can pack for his home life. So all you need to do is take note of that website, Dr. Dawn at drdawnsykemd.com. Go ahead and email me. Email me, Dr. Dawn at drdawnsykemd.com. In the subject line, put ADHD backpack checklist, and you will receive that checklist immediately tonight. You'll receive it tonight. This is only available for those who are within the live presentation. All right. So because you supported this presentation, this is the bonus that you will receive. So I love this picture. I hope that I have the opportunity of working with you so that we can take the journey together with your child and go from ADHD to amazability. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. I will take any questions. If there are any questions, please feel free. I do not see any questions. So you can also email me at drdawnpsychmd.com to ask any questions that you may have about the webinar, about the 7 tips, effective tips that I discussed that will help your child manage his hyperactivity without losing your mind. And you also may ask questions about my program. Now, again, the offer for the $29.94 is only good for the next 24 hours. So take advantage of this opportunity now, because tomorrow at 8 p.m. it's done. It's a done deal. So go to Dr. Dawn Psych MD to ask any questions, and go to championyourchild's ADHD.com to sign up for the program. You will not regret it. I'm only taking 10 people. So go today. Have a great evening. Thank you for joining me during tonight's webinar, and good night.